In a world where power and wealth seem to be concentrated in the hands of a select few, it can be difficult to understand how this system came to be. That's where Red Roulette comes in. This groundbreaking book takes readers on a journey through the rise of China's elite, exploring the dark side of power and the cost of speaking out against corruption and abuse. Written by acclaimed author Desmond Shum, Red Roulette is a must-read for anyone interested in understanding the forces that shape our world. With detailed research and compelling storytelling, Shum paints a vivid picture of a society where money and influence reign supreme, and where those who dare to challenge the status quo do so at great personal risk. Desmond Shum is a Canadian lawyer, businessman, and author who has spent much of his career working in China. He holds degrees from Harvard Law School and Oxford University, and has worked for some of the world's leading law firms and financial institutions. In addition to his legal and business work, he is also a respected commentator on Chinese politics and society, and has written for publications such as the New York Times and the Wall Street Journal. Shum's experiences living and working in China have given him a unique perspective on the country's political and economic system, and have inspired much of his writing. His first book, Red Roulette, is a gripping account of corruption, power, and betrayal among China's elite, and draws on his own experiences as well as those of other insiders who have dared to speak out. China's economic and political rise over the past few decades has been nothing short of meteoric. The country's GDP has grown by an average of 6 to 7% per year since the 1990s, making it the second largest economy in the world after the United States. This growth has created a new class of wealthy and powerful individuals, known as China's elite. These elites are made up of business people, politicians, and other influential figures who have amassed significant wealth and power through their connections and influence. They often operate outside of the law, using their wealth and connections to gain even more power and influence. However, their rise has also led to growing inequality and corruption, as many ordinary Chinese citizens struggle to make ends meet while the elite live lives of luxury and privilege. The accumulation of wealth and power in the hands of a few has led to a culture of corruption and abuse of power among China's elite. Red Roulette exposes the dark side of this reality, where those in positions of authority are able to act with impunity, often at the expense of the most vulnerable members of society. Desmond Shum's account of his own experiences as a businessman in China provides a chilling insight into the lengths some will go to maintain their grip on power. From bribery and extortion to physical violence and even murder, the book documents the shocking tactics used by those in power to silence dissent and maintain their position. Speaking out against corruption and abuse of power in China can come at a great cost. Those who dare to do so risk being harassed, arrested, or even disappearing without a trace. Desmond Shum, the author of Red Roulette, experienced this firsthand when he spoke out against corruption within his own company. He was detained for months without trial and subjected to psychological torture in an attempt to force a false confession from him. But it's not just whistleblowers who face these dangers. Journalists, activists, and even ordinary citizens who speak out against corruption or criticize the government can find themselves targeted by authorities. They may be subjected to surveillance, harassment, or even violence. Despite the risks, many brave individuals continue to speak out in the hope of creating a more just and equitable society. In Red Roulette, Desmond Shum provides a harrowing account of the corruption and abuse of power that has become endemic among China's elite. Through interviews with insiders and extensive research, he exposes how the country's economic and political rise has created a new class of wealthy and powerful individuals who are often above the law. But he also shows how speaking out against this corruption can come at a great cost, both personally and professionally. At its core, Red Roulette is a call to action for those who believe in the importance of transparency, accountability, and justice. It challenges us to think about the role we can play in promoting these values, not just in China but around the world. And it reminds us that the fight against corruption and abuse of power is never easy, but it is always worth fighting. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe, and we will catch you on the next one.